Alright, welcome back everyone to another important video. This video is part of a series which I would like to call Pre-Departure Series for the year 2020. First of all, I'd actually like to ask you to subscribe. I'll wait for you to subscribe, but subscribe to this channel, the Lost Indian channel, or actually follow me also on Instagram. But first subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss out on important videos such as this one, which could be crucial for all those students which are actually planning to study in France for the September 2020 intake. Right now, this video is another important announcement which was actually released by the government of France for all international students or international travelers which are planning to travel to France this year. Right, in the last two videos I actually mentioned, if you have not seen it, the first video I mentioned that it was an important article which was released by the government saying that all of us, specifically all of you prospective students of 2020 September, are allowed to travel to Europe. And in the last video I actually talk about the VFS announcement of reopening all the VFS centers for the France visa application, specifically the student visa application. Now I think the next important thing you need to know, and I've seen on social media groups that there are people who know or who do not have access to I think testing centers, because you need to have a prescription from a doctor and the doctor needs to see that you have similar, or you need to have symptoms of this current, or you need to have symptoms, so then they can only prescribe or give you a prescription so that you can go and actually test yourself. But anyways, if all of that is not possible, this is a very important article for all of you who are planning to travel. So what they have mentioned, right, and this came I think 2 weeks back, so this came in the starting of August or the end of July, right? And it says that France makes COVID-19 testing obligatory for travelers from 16 countries. France has decided to make coronavirus testing mandatory for all persons coming from 16 countries where the COVID-19 cases are surging, including the United States. I've highlighted all the important points, so we're just going to go through it. If you want to actually refer to it later or read it again once more, you can click on the link down below. These are the countries. So the countries the countries that will be subject to testing before entering France are those considered as high risk, which belong to the red list for coronavirus circulation. So citizens of the following countries will be required to test before entering France, and that is the US, UAE, Bahrain, Panama, South Africa, Kuwait, Qatar, Israel, Brazil, Peru, Serbia, Algeria, Turkey, Madagascar, India, and Oman. So technically I think most of my viewers are from India, so you would actually, I think you have the option of getting yourself tested. You can test yourself while you're in India, and if that's not possible, you can always get yourself tested once you enter France, right? The test will be for French citizens who live in these countries or citizens of these countries with an established residence in France. So I assume that established residence means that all of you have applied for student visas, and as soon as you reach the CDG airport, you will technically get tested. So he stressed that coronavirus tests will be rolled out across France by August 1st. So technically we are during that period, and will be also carried out at French ports. Travelers can get tested. Okay, so I think this is very important for all of you. Travelers can get tested at their home nations, and a certificate must be presented before boarding transport. Travelers will be given a compulsory test on arrival at the French airport if they cannot get a test in their countries. So I think this is the most important point of this article, that you can all get tested at home, and if you get tested at home, you need to provide a certificate. If you don't have that certificate, you will be given a compulsory test on arrival at the French airports if, again, you cannot get your test in your respective cities or countries. As for now, some French airports, including Paris Airport, Bordeaux, and Lyon, are offering testing voluntarily to passengers arriving on French soil. Persons arriving from Europe and the United Kingdom and the Schengen area, or the 12 countries currently in the EU safe list, are not required to test before entering France. And I think the rest of the information is basically what we spoke about in the last two videos. All of you can travel, and yeah, I mean, you can go through the whole article down below, but let's just go through, just so that you don't have to go through it again. Last month, France lifted entry restrictions for non-essential travel to France for citizens of the European Union and Schengen area countries. This was in my video 2 days back. You can also see the article for it 2 days back. Early in June, this also was there in the 2 days back article. The country revealed its plan to open its borders on June 15th for European Union nationals if coronavirus situation does not worsen. And since July 1st, the 2 days back video again, the French Ministry for Europe and Foreign Affairs invited international students who need to travel to France for study purposes to do so, pointing out that consulates abroad have also started processing residence permit applications or your student visa applications as a priority from the same date. In April, okay, I think that's highly the part of it. I think this is the most important thing. Citizens from the following countries, these 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think I lost count, but anyways, you know what, you can see the countries here. And I think the next most important thing is travelers can get tested at their home nations, and the certificate must be presented before boarding transport. If not, travelers will be given a compulsory test on arrival at the French airport if they cannot get a test in their countries. These 2 points I think are the most important points of this article. I imagine it is very important information for all of you who are planning to travel to France this year. I think there are 2 other things I think there's 1 or 2 other things I would like to recommend to you if you're actually going for your visa VFS application. First, it is always recommended, because this has happened to me where I couldn't find the VFS office on the day of the appointment. So I would actually recommend you actually going by. It's not advised because of the current crisis and situation, but it would also be a good idea to go in advance to find out where your VFS office is, right? Where you are, if you're in which country. Like if you're in Bangalore, it would be advised to go and find out if there is a VFS office or where it is, and if there's parking, because all of these things are very important, and in the last minute it can cause a lot of problems and a lot of stress. I think the second thing is also go half an hour early. Go as early as you can. I had something else which I wanted to tell you, but I forgot. So I think that's it for today, and I hope all of this will actually help you have a smooth experience through your visa process and interviews with the Alliance Française, VFS, and the consulate. And I would like to wish all of you the best of luck for your visas. Again, don't stress it out. Just have all your documents ready. Don't get stressed out during the interviews. It's a very chill, cool interview. Doesn't matter. They just want to check if you have the right documents and stuff. And stay safe. And I shall see you with another video soon. Peace.